Theodore but you won't know me as Teddy. Let me start off by saying this. Water keeps us alive. It's pretty important, if you ask me. Might explain why Camelback decided to have their logo be hydrate or die. It's a rather extreme ultimatum, but essentially it's not too far off. According to a Dr. Roberta Lee from CBS News, 60% of our bodies are composed of water, 75% in our muscles, 85% in our brains. It's like a well-oiled machine. And like machines, we must keep ourselves properly maintained. And there are two types of concerns regarding hydration. Dehydration, which can lead to physical deterioration and weakened cognitive skills, and overhydration, which has symptoms resulting of nausea, headaches, and altered mental states. And for beginnings, let's go into the dehydration dangers. Hypothermia can be potentially lethal if not properly treated. It's one of those things that being in the military, they can't stress enough to make sure you keep drinking water, especially being the rigors of being athletes in general. That's why they have people dot along the road with ice sheets, because that's pretty much the only way you can handle it in that immediate situation. There's also decreased blood flow to muscles, which is essentially just your body weakening because it just doesn't have the fluids to keep it running. You'll also get weakened concentration, poor alertness, and short-term memory failure. So just trying to have a simple conversation with someone, they tell you your name, you've already forgotten. So if you ever had those moments where you just feel like you're having an off day and things aren't working, you might need a glass of water. According to the European Food Information Council, the minimum amount of water we need is 2.5 liters, and that's in a temperate environment. And being here in North Carolina, it's nothing but, it's the exact opposite of temperate. It is hot and it's humid. So these are the situations where you might think, wow, we need to drink a lot more water than that. But you have to be careful because that can lead into the overhydration. There's two types of overhydration. Water retention, which is a symptom of pre-existing conditions, typically such as liver disease, kidney failure, and congenital heart failure. All these are pulled from an article online from Healthline, reviewed by a medical professional by the name of George Kruger. Also, increased intake can lead to hyponatremia, which is kind of like hypothermia, except for instead of being really, really hot, you're actually cool and clammy to the touch. It's the exact opposite, but still just as dangerous. And essentially, this is why we need to find a balance. Now, the most effective way to find a balance is to just drink water when you're thirsty. You might think that you're not drinking enough, or, oh, you'll be fine without it, but if you're thirsty, just take a drink. The only times you have to really be concerned about if you're drinking too much water when you're thirsty is if you're taking any medications that happen to cause you to drink more. That gives you that thirsty sensation. So these are just the things you should remember. Hydration can come from several sources. And according to the National Institute of Health Society, they have an article here, or a table presented, and it's the different percentages that our foods make up into the water sources. Well, with obviously water 100%. And then there's other things like fruits and vegetables, which you might not realize how much they actually contribute to your hydration. So you don't necessarily only have to get your sources from water. Also, you got to be aware of what's going in your body, because drinking things like energy drinks or coffee, they're diuretics, and diuretics will give you the urge to urinate more frequently than you would before. Because of that, you could be dehydrating yourself quicker than you're hydrating yourself. And also drink according to your environment. Being here in a very hot location, you're going to need to make sure you're properly hydrated. Whereas if you maybe in a more cooler location, you don't have to drink as much. But it's one of those things where you just need to be aware and don't be afraid to take a break and get a drink. Also, another very important thing to consider is checking your urine. If it's dark and it smells bad, you're probably seriously dehydrated. If you're clear and you're good to go, you're probably well hydrated, you're doing all right, your body's not trying to give you any warning signs. So my challenge for you is to consume the average amount of water that the Institute of Medicine from the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine put out. And that's 2.7 liters for women and 3.7 liters for men. And I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your time. Any questions? Yeah.
Why is it the intake is less for women versus men?
For the most part, it's pretty much just averaging from typical statistics on what they're basing it on. It's based off body size, different levels of activity, just what they have kind of determined from their small statistical pool that they grab from. But I mean, yeah, if you're working hard, go get yourself a drink.
What's the equivalent? I'm not familiar with the metric system.
Oh, okay. Well, let me just put it in terms that we pretty much all come across 2 liters of soda. So I don't necessarily have the American version of the measuring system, but if you ever look at a 2-liter soda, just drink one of those and a little bit of extra.
Are there alternatives to just water?
Oh, of course, there's different sources. You can get it from foods, just provided that they're not junk foods, fatty and oily, because those have the least amount of hydration sources. Okay. Fruits and vegetables, those are probably your best ones to go with, because a lot of them are primarily composed of water, which is essentially water, fiber, and natural sugars.
So with this fish on water, how much water do you think we drink?
Still not enough. It's just one of those things where you think you finally caught up, and you take a break, and then you turn around and you're thirsty all over again. Thank you.